Numbers chapter 21. Then the king of Arad, a Canaanite who lived in the Negev, heard that Israel was approaching by way of Atarim, so he attacked Israel and took some of them captive. Israel made a vow to Adonai, "If you will hand this people over to me, I will completely destroy their cities." Adonai listened to what Israel said and handed over the Canaanite, so that they completely destroyed them and their cities, and named the place Hormah, complete destruction. Then they traveled from Mount Hor on the road to the Sea of Suf in order to go ahead around the land of Edom. But the people's tempers grew short because of the detour. The people spoke against God and against Moshe. "Why did you bring us up out of Egypt, to die in the desert? There's no real food, there's no water, and we're sick of the miserable stuff we're eating." In response, Adonai sent poisonous snakes among the people. They bit the people, and many of Israel's people died. The people came to Moshe and said, "We sinned by speaking against Adonai and against you. Pray to Adonai that he rid us of these snakes." Moshe prayed for the people, and Adonai answered Moshe, "Make a poisonous snake and put it on a pole. When anyone who has been bitten sees it, he will live." Moshe made a bronze snake and put it on the pole. If a snake had bitten someone, then when he looked toward the bronze snake, he stayed alive. The people of Israel traveled on and camped at Avot. From Avot they traveled and camped at Iyai Havarim in the desert fronting Moab on the east. From there they traveled and camped in Wadi Zered. From there they traveled and camped on the other side of the Arnon, in the desert. This river comes out of the territory of Amori, for the Arnon is the boundary between Moab and the Amori. This is why it says in the book of the wars of Adonai, "Vahev et Sufa, the Wadis of Arnon, and the slope of the Wadis extending as far as the site of Ar, which lie next to the territory of Moab." From there they went on to Be'er well, that is, the well about which Adonai said to Moshe, "Assemble the people, and I will give them water." Then Israel sang this song: "Spring up, O well, sing to the well, sunk by the princes, dug by the people's leaders, with the scepter, with their staffs." From the desert they went to Mattanah, from Mattanah to Nachiel, from Nachiel to Bamot, and from Bamot to the valley by the plain of Moab, at the start of the Pisgah range, where it overlooks the desert. Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of the Amori, with this message: "Let me pass through your land. We won't turn aside into the fields or vineyards, and we won't drink any water from the wells. We will go along the king's highway until we have left your territory." But Sihon would not allow Israel to pass through his territory. Instead, Sihon mustered all his people and went out into the desert to fight Israel. On reaching Yakatz, he fought Israel. Israel defeated him by force of arms and took control of his land from the Arnon to the Yabok River, but only as far as the people of Ammon, because the territory of the people of Ammon was well defended. Israel took all these cities. Israel lived in all the cities of the Amori, in Heshbon and all its surrounding towns. Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the king of the Amori, who had fought against the former king of Moab and conquered all his land up to the Arnon. This is why the storytellers say, "Come to Heshbon, let it be rebuilt, let Sihon's city be restored." For the first burst out of Heshbon a flame from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab, the lords of Oran's high places. Woe to you, Moab! You are destroyed, people of Chemosh. He let his sons be fugitives, and his daughters captives, of Sihon, king of the Amori. We shot them down. Heshbon is destroyed, all the way to Devon. We even laid waste to Nophach, which extends as far as Medeba. Thus Israel lived in the land of the Amori. Moshe sent men to reconnoiter Yazer. They captured its towns and drove out the Amori who were there. Then they turned and went up along the road to Bashan, and Og, the king of Bashan, marched out against them, he with all his people, to fight Edrei. Adonai said to Moshe, "Don't be afraid of him, for I have handed him over to you with all his people and his land. You will treat him just as you did Sihon, king of the Amori, who lived at Heshbon." So they struck him down with his sons and all his people, until there was no one left alive. and then they took control of his land.